Welcome to Arvin and Megan Create, and we figured that it would be a good time to show you guys how we get our worm food ready. We've been saving some food scraps that...
Are you gonna help Dad?
I'm putting the worm food in.
Okay, we've been saving food scraps throughout the week, and I think it's been about more than a week actually since we fed our worms, so they're probably actually have gone through what we've given them. So there's like leftover lettuce, carrots, coffee grinds, stuff like that. It's probably easier to remember what not to feed your worms, and it's going to be stuff like no spicy food, so peppers, onions, garlics, and citrus, and there should be no meat or bones or dairy. So if you avoid those, your worms should be happy eating whatever you feed them, and since we're on a vegan diet, that pretty much means everything minus the spicy stuff. For the past little while, we've been just giving them whole food, but actually they do digest it easier and more predictably if we blend it up. So tonight we're going to blend it because I'm not feeling that lazy. All this goes in a blender.
Do you want to help put it in, Jasper?
Oh
No.
No.
I don't even know how I'm going to add it to a blender myself, but because
Spatula, I brought it.
this is an old blender with a very small capacity, and like all of that has to go in there. That was just mostly coffee grinds and carrot peels and rice.
And I ate a carrot.
Let's see.
And I peeled it.
I might have to like do this slowly by hand. Shove the lettuce in there. Just a little bit of cereal in there from Jasper when we told him not to eat it all or waste it all, but he did. Some of our compostable stuff like paper too, like the tea bags that come in little paper sachets. We throw those in there. The worms don't really eat paper per se, but we normally use paper for their bedding. So it's like one of those things that just gets mixed in. Same with like the string on these, like that fabric string from the tea. Technically not worm food, but it's just fine to throw it in there. It'll be part of their little bedding. This is really full. When we're being more precise about it, we would normally also weigh what we're feeding them and time how long it takes for them to eat it, but I'm not doing that right now. Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty good at guessing. Roughly once a week we feed them. We take a look. If there's still food scraps, we don't feed them. You could do it intuitively. You could do it by...
I'm gonna pee.
You could do it super scientific and methodical, but I think lately, since we've had so much to do, we're just kind of intuitively figuring out when they need a feeding, which is pretty easy to do if you keep your worm bins on the shelves and they're in your office and you open it up and just take a look every once in a while. This might need some water to blend up nicer. I mean, that looks pretty good. Do you think we should make it more wet? I don't think so.
Okay. I brought some water.
A common thing is the tea bags, even if they're okay to be in the blender, they got wrapped up in this blender at least, and they'll get chopped up all that nicely. What I've noticed with the worms too is even if you have stuff like this, like the big paper sachets that don't quite get broken down by the blender, they actually like to hide under big whole things like avocado skins or, like I said, tea bags. And you'll find clumps of worms in more larger objects. So, okay, well, that's enough for now. Do you think we should feed them all this? It's been a while since we fed them. We could just maybe give them a really big feed and forget about it for a while.
Yeah.
So I'll blend this. Maybe that's like one bin, this is another bin, I don't know. Or should I just throw it all in now?
Do two.
And then split it.
Do two.
Do two? It's time to put the worm bin up here so you guys can see. Worm bin number 1 is right here. I don't think we've shown you our worm bin before on video, but here they are. They live in a plastic bucket in our office, and their bedding, just as a quick summary of what they live in, is cocoa coir and newspaper. It's actually kind of dry from the looks of it right now, probably because we've been running the dehumidifier and we haven't misted this in a while. So hopefully the little wormies are doing fine under there. I don't remember what side of the bin we fed them last. We'll have to do a little bit of digging to find them. But normally we feed them on one end and then the other end to encourage some migration throughout the bin when they do have a fresh feeding. I guess we'll find them.
Hey, you don't need hands.
It's okay if you use your hands. If I end up touching a worm, it's not a big deal.
Worms are gooey.
Yeah, they're kind of gooey.
Bugs, do not touch them!
I mean, this doesn't look like the side where we had food, but we do see bugs.
Yeah, bugs!
And a tiny worm. And this is like a tea
Those
bag,
are
like I said.
beetles!
Didn't see anywhere. So, I like to dig around against the side gently. All this black stuff is worm castings or worm poop.
Or
We're gonna
worm
harvest soon.
Yeah, we have a nice thick layer of it, so we should probably harvest these guys
Dad,
soon.
it's gonna be bugs.
This doesn't look like the side we've had food in, but since it's been a while since we fed them, there might be no food.
I see some worms.
Yeah, there's some worms. And they might actually be everywhere searching for
Turn
food right
off
now.
lights. Turn off the lights.
We should check the other side first, but yeah, there's worms on this side too,
Pick it up, pick it up.
which means if there is no food, they're in the search of food, and you'll find them everywhere in the bin. We just pick a side and dump the food on one side, but we'll double check.
Oh no, it's a bug! You do not want to do. Don't touch that bad bug.
It's just oh yeah, this is where the food was. You can see that we still have whole avocado skins here,
It's a bug!
and all sorts of other bugs, like little potato bugs, I think they're called. And if I was right about the avocado skins, last time we saw a lot of worms under here. I mean, you see a couple there.
It's not like
Ooh, tiny ones in here. Yeah.
Some baby ones.
But it does look like they've gone through their food. Like, completely gone through their food. The only thing recognizable in here is, like, avocado skins. There's more down there.
someone's bedding for us.
So, I think I would...
The bedding.
Thanks, bud. I think I would feed it on the other side, because I remember adding all these avocados on this side last time.
We should feed it on this side because we want to harvest though.
So you want to feed it on this side?
Yeah.
So-
Explain that.
So what Megan's saying is we want to keep them on this side to encourage all the worms from this end to go over here. And what she means by harvest is harvest all this black
Oh!
stuff that's like worm poop. Worm castings, they're called, but they're worm poop.
Poo!
And they're a mild fertilizer
Dad, do not touch any areas where the bugs are.
or a soil additive, whatever you want to call it.
Dad, don't touch the bug area.
They won't hurt ya.
And they're natural
Hey! What's that?
fertilizer.
What's that? It's gonna sting you.
It's okay, bud. It's just worms.
Those are like
Okay,
bugs. Bugs
so
hurt you.
according to Megan, we need to I actually think we should have took these stickers off. They definitely don't eat those.
Yeah.
We weren't paying attention. So, you know, minor things. If we're going to feed them on the side, I've made this clearing. They normally they don't like to be in their own poop, so they don't dig too far down under. So you'll normally find worms in this layer here between their bedding and where I'm about to lay food.
Sometimes it was a party under there for
A party?
Yeah, in a long time ago.
A worm party.
Yeah, right in there. And you avoid it.
Oh, I destroyed their party? I sound like a mean guy. I mean, I'm the one giving them food though, bud, so. And we have to dig them up to find where they are.
I see 0.
So yeah.
Dad, keep it there so I can watch them.
Alright, I don't know how to do this better for you guys. Probably like this, so I'm not
I
near
just
the
want
camera.
to watch the worms eat it.
The worms, you probably won't see them right away, bud.
Because they don't like light.
They don't like light. That's why they're hard to film.
But I can just watch them.
And they're different from like the typical earthworm you find in the garden.
They like the worms coming.
These guys are surface dwellers. They like to stay on top of the dirt, eating compost, I guess.
Compost?
Close to the surface.
Can I just watch them all? Eat it?
So spread a layer of that.
I just want to watch them pop out.
They're not gonna pop out, bud.
Can you do that? Can you try to get that? Is you seeing your room?
Right, good enough.
Dad.
So we pour the food on, and then we just cover it up so that, like Jasper said, they don't like the light. They don't want to be exposed while they're eating. And since the bedding's quite dry, we actually should mist this like a lot, or does.
It's underneath there, the mister.
And then spread that bedding over here again.
You could show them how we missed it.
I'm glad we saw them. I was worried that we haven't fed them in a while, but worms are actually like very good at maintaining themselves. If there's no food, they're less active. If there's tons of food, they'll be very active. They take care of themselves.
Do you want to spray this, Jasper?
Everywhere. Is it a wormy? What it is? Well, he'll find his way to the bottom if I did kill him already. Oh, don't blast him with more worm. Look, he's alive. He's gonna find his way down. He's already down. But yeah, normally when you open a worm bin, you won't see them on top here. And that's about it for worm feeding. Like, blend up your food, move aside the bedding, pour it where you want to feed them, then cover it all back up.
Put it on the sides.
Couple rules are no citrus, no
put it on this
peppers,
You can't give out this side.
onions or garlic,
Oh, do this one.
meat or dairy. We're doing it mostly to compost our own food waste at home during the winter,
I want to look at the worms.
and we get the benefit of
Can I look at the worms?
using their worm poop, worm castings in our
Worm poop!
dirt one day when we
Worm
finally
poop!
harvest it. And
Worm poop!
so I need you to spray this again. Yeah. I don't know. I will spray it, and if you want to get sprayed in the face, you know where to be. That's how we feed our worms. I hope to see you guys in the next video.
Hope you see